I know what you're asking yourself. Lanny, why? It's because this video is brought to you by Factor. Factor is here to give you delicious, ready-to-eat meals at a moment's notice. No more waiting for delivery, DoorDash. No more overpaying for food, Uber Eats. No more wasting food from the grocery store, grocery stores. Factor will deliver ready-to-eat meals straight to your door, and they will cover any dietary restriction you might have. Whether you're vegetarian, pescatarian, looking for a little low-carb, high-protein, they got you covered. And they got premium meals with delicious meats like sirloin, filet mignon, lemongrass, asparagus, and broccolini. They can be yours thanks to Factor. And if you go to factor75.com and use the code BentoFB50 at checkout, you can get not only delicious Factor meals delivered to your door for 50% off your first box, but free breakfast for a year. Like these yummy, yummy, smoky, uncured bacon and cheddar egg bites. Don't those sound like a great way to start your day?
Egg bites!
Egg bites! But wait, there's more. Factor also has delicious treats like these yummy, yummy cold-pressed juices. Ooh. The perfect thing to slake your thirst while you're waiting for your Factor meal to finish being prepared. Which is so easy. You just go to the microwave. 2 minutes, done. Boom. And in less than the time that it took to shoot this ad, I have a fresh meal ready to eat.
Traditionally, you would let it cool.
So thank you once again to Fuck, that's hot!
I told you!
So thank you once again to Factor, Factor75.com, Bento FB50 at checkout. Do not eat with your hands. Let it cool. Bento FB50 at checkout for free breakfast for a year and 50% off your first box. Resident Evil.
We're gonna watch the Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yes, from like 2002, I want to say.
Not to be confused with Paul Anderson, a very different director.
Very different. Paul W.S. Anderson, who made like all of the Resident Evil movies.
Married to Mila Jovovich?
Yep.
Still?
She will be a constant run through. If we ever decide to watch more of these, you know, I'm open to the idea.
I'm not.
Okay, well, you haven't even watched this one, Stefan.
Yep. I kind of wish I wouldn't.
Well, how many Resident Evils have you played?
None.
What the hell? That's me as Ethan. What the hell?
I know things about Resident Evil, like, I hope this isn't Chris's blood. You were nearly a Jill sandwich.
Yeah, Jesse, I know at least you have played the Ethan stuff. Have you played any of the other Resis?
No, my only exposure is Ethan Winters.
You should at least probably play the remakes. You probably like them.
Are you familiar with Raccoon City, or at least like where Resident Evil started?
From like memes and pop culture, if I close my eyes, I see a guy with like gray hair and he has a gun and there's also a woman with him.
He's blonde hair.
Sure.
Is he blonde?
Well, there's two brown-haired guys that have guns with women, and there's one blonde-haired guy.
So if you think it was gray, it was probably blonde.
Oh.
So it's probably Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
And 2?
2 and 4, yes. And also 6, but we don't talk about 6.
See, I know things. I know things about Resident Evil, which is kind of my MO at this point.
Yeah, you just know things. While it is not the originator of like the survival horror genre, it is probably one that people think of the most. It's like this and Silent Hill. Like those are the big console boys.
Silent Hill is the one where you stare at red object and remember wife.
Yes.
I love to stare at red object.
Never played a Silent Hill either, not even PT.
Okay, well, you don't need to know a whole lot outside of maybe the idea of the Umbrella Corporation and the fact that there is a zombie outbreak, because what Paul W.S. Anderson did with this has next to nothing to do with the video games. It's kind of a prequel to the first game, if anything.
Oh, okay.
You're about to basically just kind of see the origin of evil.
Are you having a memory? No? Okay, you're okay.
Again, that's comedy. It's just fucking funny.
Yes! Yeah! Kick the dog!
Ooh.
Yeah!
Back through the window.
Fuck yeah. Oh my god.
The Resident Evils. Gentlemen, what'd you think?
Mostly boring.
Really? Mostly boring.
I think so too, but the ones that ripped the scenes, they fucking ripped. They were.
Michelle Rodriguez was easily the best part.
Yes.
Including her being bitten a million times.
The movie has a lot of unintended comedy,
Yeah.
which I
It's very
appreciate.
You can feel the footage they didn't get for some reason, especially in like the,
Oh no,
the last
scene
third of the
transitions.
film.
Scene transitions aren't a thing. Like sometimes there are, but most of the time not.
No,
Despite
things just happen.
despite it being a movie about the T virus, not a lot of transitions in this movie.
Yeah, as soon as there's like hordes of zombies everywhere,
Characters
transitions
start
don't happen because
teleporting.
they're in the middle of an action scene. They get all the cool action segments that they want out of the bit.
But they didn't do a connecting bit.
Yeah, no. Like they'll cut to a shot of like an empty hallway, and you'll just hear like a couple of gunshots fading off in the distance, and then you'll cut back to them like an upper area, and zombies are reaching up to them. It's like, well, glad we got out of that, but this is awkward.
It's such a, why didn't they get those shots? They're easy shots to get.
Yeah.
For interesting stuff, it does start like extremely slow, but then once it kicks up, I think each act gets faster and faster with like pacing and interesting stuff.
It starts up with almost kind of like a Final Destination-esque sort of like everybody in this lab fucking dies bit.
Yeah.
Less interesting than Final Destination for sure. Like only one real like, oh my god kind of death among them.
And that was very funny, the elevator
Yeah.
going up and down. I do wish it had gone up and down more.
Yeah, just to do the whole Gandalf meme.
I loved the reactions to the guys in the elevator when she's trying to get out. Push her out! Push her out! It's like, no, she's mostly in. Pull her back in.
Yeah, like, are these guys smart? Are they scientists? Because that's dumb.
Oh, no, it does go down. Oh, it stopped. Good. Huh. Boy, that could have been bad.
It could have been really bad.
Push her out of the way. Pull her back in. Pry open the doors, you bastards. Oh, now it's going back up.
Oh, okay, that's what we're doing.
They're clearly just post-grad because they're all 20-something, like,
Yeah.
Vogue models.
They're all so attractive.
I have a PhD. I had enough time in my life to do that.
I got a PhD in serving looks. Yeah, everybody's serving looks and being very jiggly.
Yeah.
That's what they did. That's what that particular department was about.
And interestingly, the movie does like sort of open on the most gratuitous sexual stuff and then just sort of like forget it.
Yeah, you get a shot of like side boob.
There was a whole ass woman just drenched in water, just jumping in front of the camera.
Let us
being like,
out of here!
"Help
Let
us!"
us out of here!
And you're right. I just
What
forgot
are you
about it.
doing?
They forgot it. They just nothing like that happens again.
She has very pretty eyes. Mia Jovovich wakes up naked 2 times in this movie. But the time in the beginning, I think that's like the only time they actually do like a pandering, oh, there's a boob shot.
Yeah.
Where as opposed to Doom, where there's a few.
Yeah, there's definitely like some stuff at the end of her like being wet in a thin dress with no bra on, and that's part
And
of
then
the
they give her a
appeal.
jacket.
Yeah, no, I'm saying at the very end.
Oh, yeah.
The jacket was sick. I loved that they.
The jacket
They completed
was-
the look.
Yeah.
And it kept makeup from having to keep adding that scar constantly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll back real quick. So the origin of this movie that I saw on Wikipedia while the movie was on.
Yeah, you were just browsing IMDb and Wikipedia.
I was stuck on why everybody sounded that way, and it was because everybody was English, because they probably filmed at Pinewood because they needed the space for all those huge sets. Like Star Wars was filmed there, Aliens are filmed there, etc. The movie actually apparently began because George Romero directed an ad for Resident Evil, and the Japanese director of the original game liked that so much he was like, Sony, do you want to make a movie with
can we
George
do
Romero?
this?
Specifically with George Romero.
Yeah, I remember that was the original pitch for sure.
And in the original script, like it had Chris, it had Jill.
Which later movies would try and horrifically fail at.
Yeah, but apparently George Romero was going to direct like a fairly faithful adaptation of Resident Evil, and then it just sort of didn't happen. But the Mortal Kombat movie did well.
Yeah.
So,
See, the one thing I actually do kind of like about this movie is it feels like spiritually like it fits with Resident Evil, but because it's not trying to, retell a story that you've, played through and loved and experienced.
like it could have happened somewhere else.
Yeah, like it feels like it could be a prequel, which it effectively is. Therefore, it's not really treading on anything sacred, so it can't ruin itself by being directly compared to what happened in the game. If you are doing an adaptation of the story,
Just while the game is happening, this like crazy superpower woman is just doing something over somewhere else.
The later movies suffer a bit because they do start introducing more characters from the games.
Most prominently, I believe Wesker is.
Wesker shows up, I think, in the fourth or fifth one.
The most famously bad, in like a very funny way, scene of the franchise involves Wesker. I know that.
Jill Valentine shows up in the second one because Resident Evil 3 kind of is the plot of the second movie, but not really, which is also why people are like, now they're fucking with things. Because Alice all of a sudden kind of becomes the main, her name was Alice.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was ever mentioned in the movie.
It might have been. The audio was not particularly well balanced, and we were talking over a lot of expository scenes for sure. But
I didn't.
They should have made them more interesting.
yeah. But this movie is not bad to me. It's not bad. I call this like, you know, it probably doesn't hold up as much as I thought it would, but I'd still say on like an enjoyment scale, I'd still give it like, you know, a solid 6 out of 10. There's enough enjoy a bad, unintentionally funny moments, and there are enough like, fuck yeah, what the hell was that moments that I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can still see like slapping this on every now and again. I probably won't watch it for another 5 to 10 years or so, but
what the hell? Oh my god. Oh no! Katana style, yeah!
he needs the mold goo to get his fingies back.
Fingies. Ah! Open the door! Oh my god. Oh no!
Everybody jump. Everybody one hop this.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it fucks with you.
Holy shit! It kind of did a thing that like movies don't usually do with me, where it got more interesting as it went on, like the bad quote unquote kind of movies of like the time. It starts exciting and then it gets less and less interesting. But this one, it kind of started real slow, but the cool stuff keeps multiplying. There's way more cool stuff in Act 3 than Act 1, for example.
Yeah.
And so I was like full on cheering at some scenes because like I love dumb bullshit.
Yeah, it did ramp. Like the crescendo was actually pretty decent as far as this movie went. Like mentioned, like, you know, to the effect of it does get more interesting as it goes along. Also less coherent. So it's kind of like this vector of coherence and
I don't know what's
interest.
happening, but I'm excited about it.
I'm not sure how we got here, but you know what?
Yeah.
It feels like Paul W.S. Anderson was very interested in directing a bunch of action stuff.
Yeah. And
maybe forgot to direct some of the very important scenes that he needed to do to make the movie good. For me, this movie is like a 4 out of 10.
That's fair.
I'd say it's better than the Doom movie was.
Okay, I was actually going to ask because those two movies are very similar in their DNA.
Yeah, I think this is better than that. It probably has less high highs, but it also has way less lows. It's more just mediocre for most of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how do you compare the dude pit fighting the demon with a computer screen to Mia Jovovich roundhouse kicking a dog by jumping off a wall? Like,
I didn't find that exciting, honestly.
I think it was a very fun set piece.
But it also didn't shock me because I know that she's kind of a weird, superpowered character in like the sequels.
But not in the first one. She's just a normal lady who apparently knows really good martial arts as she remembers stuff.
I'm just a girl. No, I think that's totally fair though to say that like the highs in Doom are higher than the ones here.
But I think you're forgetting all the times where we were kind of miserable because it just was so fucking boring.
That's fair, yeah.
Like more than this movie.
But that's the great thing about hindsight. You don't have to remember the boring shit.
Well, I remember all of it. That's probably what I was just coming to the conclusion like, oh, that's maybe why I don't have a lot of nostalgic feelings about things.
That's
maybe,
fair.
Yeah, you remember more.
I remember more bad things.
You remember the parts where you're on your phone looking up budget and trivia.
That's what I'm more interested in than anything happening in the movie. But relevant to my interest was learning David Boreanaz was going to be character in the movie.
And then we just got some guy that looks like David Boreanaz.
They got a guy who looks kind of like David Boreanaz. He went on to just keep making Angel, which I think was a good call.
Good call.
Yeah, probably for the career. Mia Jovovich, like, you know, she went on to make 6 more of these, Monster Hunter, and whatever the hell else Paul W.S. Anderson made because they eventually got married. So
he's working on another video game adaptation. Was it Silent Hill? I
don't know if he's doing Silent Hill. Like, I know that there's a Resident Evil movie right now in production from Kriegler, the weapons guy, barbarian guy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going to come from that, so that's something that like kind of caught my ear a little bit ago.
Yeah, and in development doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah, not necessarily.
But I'm just saying what that movie is.
What's Alice going to do in this one? It is funny as the movie goes on because like it tries to do that like Memento thing where it's like, okay, like why is she here? Because like three of our characters start with amnesia. Why are we here? What happened?
Yeah.
Who are we? And it's clear immediately like one's a secret traitor.
Like that just has to be like a trope at this point. Like somebody has to be the bad guy, and it's not all the Marines who keep dying. And it can't be Rodriguez. She's too cool.
Too cool.
She's the badass.
Keeps getting bit.
Keeps getting bit. So cool.
House of the Dead. That's
Oh
what it's
yeah,
like.
yeah. Uwe Boll's thing.
It says Paul W.S. Anderson. I don't know.
That's crazy because Uwe Boll did like he's like the other infamous.
Him, I probably would be
game.
miserable watching one of his movies.
Maybe. I don't know. His stuff is so bizarrely schlocky though.
He's a man who just doesn't give a shit. And
he's-
threatens to punch people who
No,
critique his films.
he actively set up an event to box his critics.
I know.
Which
I've talked to one of them. Like,
one of them
That's really
that
funny.
boxed him?
one of them was that was challenged to box him. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
It's Cargill. He went on to
Yeah.
make Sinister and whatnot.
That's funny.
You're all going to die down there.
Christ. It's very creepy.
you.
The British child made of Jello is gonna haunt me.
It does basically play out the same way as Doom or Aliens, where you just have these Marines that are going into a facility to try to shut it down, and we're learning how did all of this happen as you're doing it. But it does have like, a few good key scenes that are like very memorable from the movie. The laser hallway,
Yeah, sick.
which is something that was not in the games at all, but would be added into Resident Evil 4, and I feel like it's a direct reference to this movie.
You would assume.
It has to be, because it came out like a couple years after.
That was the first scene that happened in the movie where I was like, oh, okay, are we gonna have a good time?
Yeah, and while the digital effects, super dated,
They
not,
did
not
some
awful.
smart things where they're like, okay, yeah, put that out of focus because it's not going to look good.
Yeah, the especially like the chain fence mesh. Whoosh.
Yeah, specifically that shot.
Yeah, because you get that one like uncanny valley where his eye looks like a little gooey.
As he falls apart, the shot probably falls apart, and they're like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
we have this plate back here.
So let's focus on Mila.
Yeah.
She's pretty.
Digital zoom. We love those in this
Digital
movie.
zooms.
If you're going to do it badly, it's better to imply violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, which they do a lot of, like the elevator decapitation off screen.
Yeah.
Just imply it because they probably couldn't get a good, like they either couldn't get a good effect for it or they didn't want to get like a ratings bump or something.
Yeah, I guess I would have. What is this rated?
I honestly, I thought it was PG-13, but then we got boob, so I'm
Yeah,
like,
if you get maybe only a little bit, then maybe you still get a PG-13, but it could be R.
It's
Yeah, I
rated
mean, we
Mr.
only got
X.
like one nip in it, so it's like, I don't know.
I guess I could just figure that out.
Only
You could. I
one
mean,
nip.
you were looking up trivia the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to the
Didn't even
rating.
bother to the rating, which, I mean, effectively doesn't really matter too much. I don't think it affects a movie that hard, because you can make great PG-13 movies, you can make great rated R movies, and you can make terrible both. So
It didn't feel like a movie that would have an R.
it didn't feel like a rated R movie.
Yeah, I
no.
feel like they
There
would have
was-
done more if it was
Yeah.
rated R.
Yeah,
They'd be like, let's
would've
go
been, like-
crazy.
there would have been like more swearing and more blood.
Oh, there it is. R. It is
It
R.
was
Okay.
R?
I think maybe just Paul W. Anderson isn't that interested in gore. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, like there was plenty of blood.
Yeah.
It's just like
Blood,
there
but
wasn't
that's
like,
not gore. Like, yeah.
There were plenty of scenes of Michelle Rodriguez getting her hand and arm and neck and everything bit. She just
Yeah.
got bit over and over and
Yeah.
over again.
And like we were joking that she would keep getting bit, and then they actually did it.
That was really funny.
But
she,
it made
she
her
was like the
cooler.
only one
Yeah,
who kept
yeah.
getting bit.
But it made her cooler because like she was the only person like
Just
turning
fight-
into a zombie
yeah,
and just being like,
fighting the
"Fuck this!
infection.
I'm fucking gonna do stuff anyway."
Fighting the infection, she was like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna get so laid after this."
Everyone is gay for Michelle Rodriguez.
Now, this right here actually is probably one of the more Resident Evil feeling bits of this. Just like the timed escape.
Oh, is she gonna die anyway?
No.
She's just eepy.
Oh, I feel great now.
I'm not dead yet.
Fuck is wrong
Yes! I think I'll have that back.
It's probably just a Gina Rodriguez thing, but like she and Mila Jovovich had a lot of chemistry.
Yeah.
Way more than Mila Jovovich had with any of the men.
Like there were a few decent actors and I don't think anybody really felt off in this outside of people who were putting on like kind of an odd American accent.
Yeah, people who are asked to do something outside their wheelhouse, but they were doing all right. I think if people were less like on edge about it, they'd be fine. But yeah, I don't remember like any acting being particularly bad. I do think Mila Jovovich looked kind of bored during the exposition, but also the scene was shot really boringly.
Yeah, because the entire time you're like getting like little glimpses of like memory. Where was I? Oh, that's right. I was helping a whistleblower. Oh, right. I had sex with that guy. I was married.
Me when I remember.
You can tell the things that Anderson actually cares about. He doesn't care about the exposition, so he just sort of like shoots shot, reverse shot, and a few wides.
Yeah.
Like that is the most.
And sometimes, like, you know, like a tracking shot, just like
Yeah.
slow
But like
push.
he's like, oh, we gotta have this scene of the movie, I guess. So
Yeah, we gotta tell the story.
I guess.
But I want to get back to my weird off-corn music. Like,
Yeah, which some of it was interesting, some of it was not.
I felt that the soundtrack, for the most part, fit this movie.
Yeah, me too.
Way better than the Doom movie. Like
Yes,
this,
oh my
the
God.
soundtrack in this was way better than the Doom soundtrack.
I would agree.
Yeah, honestly, remembering that actually bumps it up a few more points, even more for me.
But it felt like the loudest music was the worst music to me. Where,
Oh,
where
like-
it's like there's like drowning out the voices and stuff. It's like, and that's also the
Yeah,
worst song
'cause-
I heard.
yeah, the like drowning techno butt rock.
Yeah.
That's like everybody's trying to shout exposition over each other while they're also shooting zombies. It's like, yeah, but the virus, the code to the door.
Yeah, and yeah, it's like, oh, the movie doesn't care what they're saying either.
It's an odd audio balance for
Like,
sure.
it's like Tenet.
I was about to
Tenet
say,
evil.
I think they should pull one of
Resident
him and be
Tenet
like, it was actually meant to be like that. I did it on purpose.
It's meant to be chaotic because there's a lot going on, and you're meant to be just as disoriented as the characters. Art.
Yes.
Like, this is just meant to be pure, raw entertainment. I don't think this was supposed to be a work of art by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
This was supposed to be something that teenagers went to the movie theater to see. It's like, hey, this is the guy that did Mortal Kombat. You guys like that, right? Well, here he is doing Resident Evil. You guys like Resident Evil, right? Come on, look at that. And look, like, we got Michelle Rodriguez and Mia Jovovich. Come on.
I do want to meet the person though who did show up to like one of Paul W.S. Anderson's movies, being like, "Man, I love Licorice Pizza."
I hope this is just like Licorice Pizza.
I can't wait for this age-inappropriate relationship movie. That's all his movies, right? All his movies are just age-inappropriate relationships.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I mean, Mortal Kombat
Where's
was
it
pretty
there?
age inappropriate. She was like 800. And he was only 23, you sick fuck!
Let me hear that sound, actually. Oh yeah, I forgot about you.
Yeah, the centerpiece monster.
Yeah, that looks right. That one looks a little better.
Yes. Yeah.
More unintentional comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like he likes like the George Romero movies, which this was gonna originally be a George
Yeah,
Romero project.
there were a lot of illusions. That dude, like when they finally got that door open, getting pulled back in, clearly a Day of the Dead kind of inspiration, but without the really cool effect that went with it. The choke on them scene.
Yeah, so it seems like Anderson's like not necessarily that interested in like slasher horror, like so it doesn't really just go down that road. It's more just horror-y action.
Yeah, but then he doesn't transition away from the action very well, at least in this one.
No. I it would almost be most interesting to not watch all of them, but to just skip to one of the batshit ones.
You know what? Fine. Maybe we can. Maybe we'll watch the 6th one next.
Which one has the Wesker scene?
The 5th one? I want to say. I can't remember. It was like Revolutions or something.
How many fucking movies are named Revolution?
They all had bullshit names.
Revelation, I think, is like the big one. that
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
used a
But
lot.
like all
love
of the
that.
Resident Evil movies, none of them have numbers. They're all
Yeah.
like Resident Evil Resurrection, Resident Evil Afterlife, Resident Evil Aftershock. Like,
But also-
ridiculous shit like that.
I also feel like I am sort of like comparing this in my head when I watch it to Underworld, which I like so much more.
Yes,
That's also because it's better.
It is. It is significantly better.
It's like still
it's-
goofy and ridiculous, but it's like doing that competently.
I'm comparing it to Licorice Pizza, and I'm seeing a lot of similarities.
I wanted to know about milkshakes and whether or not someone drank them.
I
but
want to know.
Yeah. Underworld is honestly kind of an apt comparison to something that is similar but much better.
much better,
'Cause-
much more stylized
yeah.
and interesting.
Or at least in comparison to Paul W.S. Anderson's like normal stuff.
well, and also like, and Underworld's also like batshit and kind of like weirdly sci-fi, but not.
But in like all the great ways.
Yeah, in all the best ways.
Yeah.
Is Underworld the one with Hugh Jackman or a sexy lady? Leather.
Kate,
Kate Beckinsale's in
Yeah.
both of those,
but she's the lead in this.
but it's the vampires and werewolves one.
yeah.
You and me watched it while also watching Twilight.
She dresses like the Crow all the time.
Okay, I
it's
wonder what
very The
I'm
Crow.
thinking of then. What's the
You're
one
thinking
where-
of Van Helsing, which also starred Kate
Oh.
Beckinsale.
Which I also love.
Van Helsing's way more fun than
It is
anything we've watched.
Van Helsing is so fun.
I thought that we watched Van Helsing.
We have.
Okay.
We watched both.
Oh,
Van Helsing has all of like the right like the mummy energy. Like,
Yeah,
it's great.
absolutely. Well, I mean, it's same director.
Yeah.
Stephen Sommers, but
It's one of those ones where I'm like, God, I wish there were more of these.
it's still like a dog shit movie, but it's fun.
But it's
because
the-
Stephen
like,
Sommers
it's the-
is a very competent
It's the
action
best
director.
kind of dog shit movie.
Yeah.
But let's keep talking about this dog shit movie.
Yeah, we can talk about Shrek, Mr. Hyde later.
Yeah. Like, what did you think of like the reveal twist of like, you know, the top being the bad guy the whole time? Apparently,
That's just
after
life.
he remembered that he was the bad guy.
most tops are bad.
I was bored. Well, it's this kind of thing where it's like I've seen this like beat in something before, and I think also I don't know. It almost seems like there was a different movie originally with this script where like it was going to be a bunch of people inside this building who have lost their memories and none of them are like military people. They also
Right.
have this like element of like special forces
Yeah,
coming
special
in,
ops.
which kind of throws off that entire vibe. But that part was like for the movie that was just people locked in a corporate building, which that would have been a more interesting twist in that movie. But in this movie, I don't care I don't really know this man.
Yeah. Like the only big part of the reveal is that he was the asshole that spilled coffee on that guy.
That was
Yeah.
that was fucked up. That's the most fucked
Didn't
up thing that
stop,
guy ever
didn't
did.
That guy was about to
Apologize.
die. You couldn't just like.
My bad.
He deserved to die.
But yeah, and I also like in my head, I'm just like the more interesting thing at this point is like to have this guy be able to realize like, oh, I did all this, and he just lived through all this. So he's like, oh fuck, that sucks. It sucks that I did
Yeah,
that.
that's one thing.
I'm
that I
sorry,
always,
guys.
Yeah, that's one thing that I always wondered in like Amnesia movies like that, where somebody has been was the bad guy, and then they regain all their memories, but none of what just happened and transpired, and like none of the empathy of all the people that they've been helping.
Yeah,
and
like
deal
suddenly-
with all this,
suddenly,
none
like-
none of that stuck.
It's like they erased the memories they just got, but like that's not what happened. He just like turned
It's like
evil.
Oh
I guess.
wait,
Yeah.
I suck.
Yeah, and it's like
Actually, honestly, he was kind of shown to be a sociopath throughout. Remember when they were trying to open that door and he's just kind of standing there? Yeah, you gotta punch that code. You gonna punch it quicker, fucker? Like, so he was being kind of an asshole throughout the movie.
Yeah, it's
just a
just-
competent asshole.
it's just still not interesting for like, oh, I was the bad guy all along. Guess I'll be the bad guy now.
Guess I'll keep being the bad guy. Surprise, I was the traitor. No shit.
And it's like, okay.
But you had sex with the pretty lady. What do you mean you're the bad guy? Ha ha ha! Somebody hasn't seen Scream. Spoilers.
memories of Scream.
I'm remembering. Me when I remember spoilers for the movie I'm watching, I'm like,
Scary movie Wednesday. The Boys.
Honestly,
Akira, get out of my head.
Honestly, Akira. That is something that kind of happened to me throughout this, where it's just like I remembered most of the movie. It's like, oh yeah, this part's about to happen. So I think that
It's
oh,
accurate.
the dog kick's coming.
And I noticed like a few things that I know about Resident Evil. I know about the dogs that jump through the window to scare you.
And the dog effects weren't bad. I like the way
That
that they
was the best.
I like the way they practically did some of the dogs with just like a little bit of latex. I hope it didn't get stuck to their fur too bad. But
Yeah, it seems like they couldn't do that too much. Like they probably had one.
it probably
day where they
it probably
did that.
chafed. There was probably like
Yeah.
a very special dog that they trained specifically to wear it. Yeah,
right.
and
You were
in
saying
low
something.
light, it looks good.
Yeah. Whenever we use dogs practically in
Practical dogs.
yeah, practical dogs. I just think of the. Did you see the test for Alien where they put a little alien suit on a dog?
Oh,
and
did they?
they had him run around? It's so fucking funny.
I don't think I've seen it. That sounds adorable.
They just put a big ass fucking and it's running around like a dog. It doesn't look like an alien at all. And they were like, we couldn't do it. It looks crazy. It's so funny.
Yeah, I
That's great.
dissociated a little bit when someone said practical dogs. I was like, practical dogs, jellicle cats. Wait, the dogs in those poems are actually pollicle dogs. Lore.
Why does it always come back
T.S.
to
Eliot lore.
Why does it always come back to cats?
Butthole cut.
McCavity.
We should watch Cats.
I've already seen Cats twice.
That's too much.
Once was alone in an empty theater on my birthday,
Oh my god, yeah.
and another was on a stream that we were in with Barton.
Insane.
I'm sorry. I'm just picturing you alone in the theater with like a birthday hat on, just like. I want
yeah.
to go to the Jellicle Ball.
I it was 2019 December.
Yeah.
It was like, and the theater seemed haunted. I was the only person who wasn't a worker in the fucking theater.
Oh my God.
It was like the fucking hotel in The Shining.
Everyone has that movie that they saw before quarantine hit.
But it also meant I could guilt-free just live tweet
Yeah.
the cats. So I had a great time.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I saw the Sonic movie, I think, in theaters. I think that was my last one before quarantine shut everything down.
Mine was The Invisible Man.
I love that we all have different movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
All equally good.
All equally good.
You can tell how much we enjoyed Resident Evil by how much we're talking about it.
I was expecting you to be like, well, let's keep talking about Resident Evil, but you actually just kept going with this.
No, like, honestly, I feel like I've said a vast
Yeah, there's not
majority
much
of
more.
like what I have
What
to
more?
say about Resident Evil. The only other thing that I would have to say is about its bonkers ass sequels, where Alice just becomes a fucking super soldier. Because the second movie, she ends up fighting Nemesis from Resident Evil 3. Nemesis.
It's the Abercrombie model.
The guy that at the end who had the scratches. He's Nemesis, and he
Damn.
shows up in a big fucking rubber suit and looks like a dork.
Hell yeah.
You know, I'll give them that they did do foreshadowing,
Yeah, they did a foreshadowing. They did a sequel bait.
and since they actually got a sequel, they got to like actually make good on it,
They got so many sequels.
which is surprising. But like, remember in this era, like there were so many like sequel hook movies.
Yeah.
I remember when the Spiderwick Chronicles had a sequel hook.
Everything had a sequel hook. The Super Mario Brothers movie had a sequel hook.
It did. With Daisy showing up being like, guys, some fucking shit's going down. I have a fucking gun.
Gotta watch that at some point.
yeah. You still haven't seen it.
I haven't.
It's crazy.
But you've seen the
Alice
new one.
will return in Avengers.
Alice will continue to return as long as there's a paycheck involved.
But it seems like their Resident Evil franchise is over.
I believe so, because it's been rebooted twice since. There was like...
Yeah, there's the show in 2022.
Yeah, there's the show, and then there was Welcome to Raccoon City. Both flopped.
Yeah, nobody liked the
hard.
show.
And nobody liked Welcome to Raccoon City. I never watched that show. I just know that nobody liked it, and I was like, no, I'm not going to expose myself to that. I don't need it. I don't need that in my life.
It might be interesting for especially you two as huge fans of the director's work. The weapons guy doing Resident
If
Evil.
this is real, then...
I mean, yeah, in development means nothing until like it's in production. But
The only things I've heard is that like it doesn't involve any characters from the games and it's a standalone thing, which is one of the reasons I do like this movie.
Yeah, that's
is
sick.
that it does kind of stand on its own.
yeah, sometimes that's a better option. I think
It
with
really
something
is.
something like Resident Evil, which has more of a world than it has
Yeah.
a consistent cast, you may as well.
Have you seen Resident Evil? What do you think of it and its infinite sequels?
How does it compare to Licorice Pizza?
You like licorice on your pizza?
Who drinks your milkshake?
Who wore the mask best?
Who ruled Bartertown? I haven't seen that movie either.
Waterworld?
No.
Mad Max?
Or Mad Max.
Huh.
The original. I've seen Mad Max Fury Road.
That's fair.